To another Quickie Flow. This one's great for in the morning after you just wake up and want to get some movement started while you wait for your coffee to brew. Or maybe you've been sitting around all day and you just want to get a little movement in. When you're ready, join me in a comfortable seated position. You can sit with legs crossed, maybe your legs are out, or you're sitting on your knees, whatever works for you today. We'll take our hands in our lap or on top of our knees here and gently close the eyes. Start to bring your awareness to the breath. Just taking a moment to notice how you're feeling in your body today. Notice how the breath is moving. Can you send it all the way down into the chest, into the low belly? You soften the shoulders, soften the hips. And then when you're ready, gently blinking open the eyes. Bringing hands to the tops of the knees here, we'll just start with some circles in the spine. Whatever direction, we'll switch in a little bit here. And you can make these as small or as large as feels good for you today. Maybe even just starting to take it larger as you go. Deciding if you want to bring some of the shoulders into it here. Really just waking up the spine. And then we'll take it in the other direction. A few more times just like this. And then next time you come through center, coming back to that comfortable seat. Inhale, sweep the right arm all the way up towards the sky, and then plant that hand on the left side of the head here as you draw the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Getting a bit of a stretch in the left side of the neck. You can keep the gaze forward here, or maybe take the gaze down to your right knee. You'll notice how that changes the stretch, and you can kind of decide for yourself what you need today. See if you can relax this right shoulder down. Relax the breath, relax the belly. And then release that right hand, come back to center. Inhale, sweep that left arm all the way up. Place the left hand on the head here, drawing that left ear towards the left shoulder. And again, playing with the gaze. Just noticing what you need today. Letting gravity do its thing here. So we're not actively pressing down with that left hand. We're just letting gravity do its thing. Can you relax and soften that left shoulder here? I know it wants to ride up. And then release the left hand, come back to center. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up towards the sky here. On the exhale, start to take that right hand down. It can come onto a block or the mat. Extend here with that left arm, and then on an exhale, plant the right hand, take that left arm over while keeping the length. We're dragging this left shoulder back here, so keeping an opening across the front of the body. Try not to just kind of collapse in, and if you are collapsing, just come out of that right hand a little bit here. And then taking right ribs down towards the floor here. Keep pressing into the right hand, finding a bit of a curve here on the left side. Inhale brings you back to center. And on your next inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, take that left hand down. Keep reaching here on the inhale with that right arm. And then on your next exhale, take it over to the left. Same thing applies here. Come out of the pose a little bit if you feel like you're kind of crunching down, really opening up that chest. And then taking a bit of a curve, so drawing left ribs down. Soften through the right shoulder here. Soften that right hip. And then come back to center. Inhale here, lengthen through the spine, draw the shoulder blades behind you, and on your exhale, leading with the heart, we'll fold forward. You can walk hands out here, hands can be on blocks. And then just taking this fold as deep as you want or as deep as your body allows today. So that might mean that you're up here on fingertips. You could be down on your elbows, maybe elbows are on blocks. Think about keeping that length in the spine as you fold, and you can kind of flow your way in here, moving with the breath to get a little bit deeper with each exhale. Allow those hips to be heavy. Soften the belly here, but keep breathing down into that low belly. And then on an inhale, slowly walking your way all the way back up. We'll come to a tabletop position. If you're sitting on a blanket or you have a blanket nearby and you want to pad up the knees here, feel free. And we'll meet in tabletop. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers are spread nice and wide here. We're pressing down into the mat. Toes can be tucked or untucked, totally up to you. And then keep lengthening through the spine, lengthen through the crown of the head. We'll start to find some movement here. So option to take some cat-cow or anything else that feels good and gets a little movement into the spine. Maybe some barrel rolls or even just shifting the hips from side to side here. If we're doing a cat-cow, on an inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Press the hands into the mat here, and on your exhale, push everything up towards center, tucking the chin and drawing the belly up. Inhale to drop. And exhale, tucking chin, lifting belly. So continuing here, finding movement with your breath, whatever you need. Just allowing yourself to get curious here. Allowing yourself to just notice the little areas in the side and your back that maybe need a little stretch here. A little softening. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to that neutral tabletop and extend the right leg behind us. Toes are tucked here. Heel presses towards the back of the mat. You can find a little pulse if that feels okay for you here, or maybe just finding some stillness. Keep stretching through that right heel. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head. And on an inhale, breathing in, start to walk those left fingertips up towards the top of the mat. We'll lift arm and lift the leg. Keep reaching again through those fingertips all the way through to that right heel. Keeping that belly strong, noticing it engage here, noticing it activate. Keep pressing into the right hand. Take that left hand back down, take the right knee down. Come to stand on the knees here, and then extend that right leg out to the side. I'll turn to face you. Setting up for a gate pose here. So you've got a few options for this leg depending on how your hip is feeling today. You could keep the foot planted here, really rooting down through every part of the foot, or you could lift the toes up towards the sky, keep rooting through that heel. And then your foot's about in line with this left knee here. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. And then on your next inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. Keep the shoulders soft here. Exhale, just like we did when we were seated. Right hand comes down somewhere on that leg. Keep reaching through the left side here and then taking it over. So drawing these right ribs down towards the floor here on the right side. And same thing as before, trying not to collapse in here. So keeping this left shoulder open, drawing that shoulder blade down the back. Right hand alternatively could be on a block here, maybe all the way to the floor, depending on how stretchy you want to get this morning. Keep softening that left shoulder. And then coming back to stands, we'll take this right leg in front here into a lunge. Feel free to step up a little further or step this left knee back. Give yourself some space. Right knee is just above or slightly behind that right ankle. And then your hands could be on blocks here. Maybe they're on the floor. Maybe you're all the way up here, hands on top of that thigh. We're drawing back through this right hip, slightly moving this left hip forward, or just squeezing those thighs together. And then even as you squeeze, even as you keep this engagement, can you soften? Can you release here down into this lunge? Allowing those hips to be heavy. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere here. Keep pressing down through the ball and toes of that right foot. Breath is steady. And then on an exhale, start to straighten this right leg, send the hips back here, lift the toes up off the ground. So you're still reaching through that heel, reaching through the ball of that right foot. And then you can keep a slight bend in this right knee here if you need to. Again, option for blocks. Keep stretching through the ball of that right foot. On an inhale here, lengthen through the spine. And if you want more, you can fold with the heart on the exhale. So drawing that heart down towards the top of the thigh. Keeping length in the crown of the head, keeping shoulders soft. Your next inhale, bending right back into that right knee. Plant the hands, step the right foot back, find your tabletop position here. And we'll move right into the other side. So extending through that left leg, sending the heel back, toes are tucked. And again, maybe finding a little pulse here, a little movement. Or perhaps stillness is more what you need today. Keep pressing into both hands. Keeping that belly strong here as we start to walk the right fingertips towards the top of the mat. And on an inhale, lifting left leg, lifting right arm. Reaching through that left heel, toes point down here. Internal rotation of that left thigh. Keep reaching here, keep pressing down into that left hand. We're not collapsing the belly, we're not collapsing the chest. Big breath in. Exhale, bring the hand and the knee down. Come to stand on the knees. And then we'll extend left leg out this time. Again, option to keep this foot fully planted, or you can root down through the left heel and send those left toes up to the sky. Inhale, lengthening through the spine as we take the arms up. And on the exhale, left hand comes down. Keep reaching through that right arm, finding that length. And then on the exhale, starting to lean it over towards the left. Keeping this opening in this right shoulder here. Trying not to put any weight onto this left leg here. And then again, it's worth mentioning, you can have a little bend in this left knee here. Keep sending left toes up towards the sky. Inhale brings you back through center. We'll step this left foot forward, coming into our lunge. Option for blocks. Everything that applied on the other side still applies here. And then squeeze those thighs together here. That might even draw you up a little bit. Notice what happens in the belly when you do that. And then as you're engaged, see if you can soften the other muscles and allow yourself to kind of start to relax down into this lunge here. Can you keep lengthening through the spine? Still sending left hip back. And then on an exhale, start to straighten through that left leg. Send the hips back. Sending energy through the ball of that left foot here. Toes point up towards the sky. You can stay here, or if you want more, lengthen through the crown of the head here. Keep that length in the spine, and with the heart, start to fold forward over that left leg. Inhale, bending back into that lunge. Plant the hands, shimmy that left foot back, and then come to sit on the heels here. We'll take hands behind us. You can be on fingertips or maybe the palms plant here, and it's okay if the fingers point towards the sides or towards the back of the mat or somewhere in between here. You'll kind of find what feels good for you. On an inhale, rooting through the knees and the shins, start to lift those hips up, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other along the spine as you lift the gaze. And again here in this pose where everything feels like it tightens up, where can you find some softness? Where can you loosen? Maybe lengthening through the neck. Noticing what happens if you stop clenching your butt here, if you are. And then release the hips back down. Come back to that tabletop. Take a little bit of a wider tabletop here, a longer tabletop, so hands can come out a few inches in front. And if it's okay and it's in your practice, we'll send feet back here and send the hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. If that's not in your practice, feel free to stay in tabletop here, or maybe a child's pose, taking what you need. Finding any movement here for the next few breaths. And then eventually finding some stillness. If you're in downward facing dog, take a slight bend in the knees here. Send that tailbone up towards the sky. Keep pressing the palms and fingertips firmly down into the earth here. Start to straighten the legs and send those heels down towards the earth. Send the heart back towards the tops of the thighs. And then wherever you are, on an inhale, taking the gaze forward, and then exhale will bring you to the top of the mat. You can hop, you can step, however you want to get there. We'll meet in this forward fold. Taking as much of a bend in the knees as you need here. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifts you all the way up here. And exhale, hands come down at your sides. We'll meet in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet can be hip distance apart here or next to each other, depends on what feels okay for you. And then really rooting down through every part of the feet. So even lifting the toes and then putting them down again one by one. Taking a slight bend in the knees here just to keep those engaged. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears. Send the shoulder blades back along the spine. Palms might face open here. Can you extend through the fingers? Extend through the crown of the head. Feel the energy buzzing in the body here. Feel those muscles kind of light up and awaken. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky. Can you keep the lower half of the body nice and engaged? Bend the elbows here, drawing them in line with the shoulders and drawing the shoulder blades back on the spine. We're opening up. You might even be in a little bit of a back bend here. And on an exhale, we'll lengthen the arms, send the fingertips forward as we draw the belly back and tuck the chin. Inhale, open up, cactus the arms. Exhale, lengthen the arms, tuck the chin, send the belly back. Keep moving like this with the breath. And at the bottom of each breath, starting to flow right into the next one. Noticing maybe if you're opening up a little bit more here with each one. Take 2 more just like that. Still pressing down through the feet. Next time you come into that cactus arms, we'll drop the elbows, drop the shoulders, take hands to heart center here. Re-engage the legs, close the eyes, or soften the gaze. Lightly tuck the chin here, bowing the head. Reconnecting with the breath. Reconnecting with this centered space here, this sense of calm, this sense of stillness. You can always come back to this space. Soften the shoulders here. Maybe bring a slight smile to the lips. And bowing to your own inner wisdom, your own inner grace. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day.